No need to wake the good captain. And know what I learned? There's not a single guard in North Point. Not a one! Lorea ordered them to get out and to keep everyone away. Isn't that enough? I was fairly proud of that bit of espionage. But you're right, there's more. The good captain here let slip that there's a smuggler's tunnel. Leads right into the heart of the city. It's our best option for getting inside.
My, Sir Darian. I must say, Darian certainly has a way with the ladies. That's not how I'd go about extracting information from the enemy, but I can't fault his results. The smugglers who used the tunnels installed a gate. Gives them a monopoly on the black market in North Point. The tunnel will get us into the city, if we can get past the locked gate. The smuggler boss is a tough pirate. Goes by the name of Lagra. If anyone has a key, it's her. But the Montclairs attack any boats that approach the city. There are wrecks up and down the coast. If Lagra's still alive, that's where we'll find her.
Gold may be the root of evil, but we all need roots.
We can use this.
Throw dice for gold. Interesting.
An unanticipated windfall.
Light it up! Light it!
Reverse that impediment. If we must. Good find, cohort.
What do you think you're doing on my ship? Do you know what I did to the last stowaway I found? Well, the last time I looked, my hold didn't lead into the city. Wait a moment. My key! If you're one of those Montclair bastards, I won't go down without a fight. Now give me back my key. Well, you're a tough one, aren't you? All right, we'll do it your way. I was coming back to get my key. I need to get into North Point myself. Rescue my gang. Why should I let you have the key when I have my own needs to consider? At the moment, all I care about is the safety of my gang. They were inside when the city fell. But if this turns out to be a trick, Oblivion won't be big enough for you to hide in. The tunnel's in the cove. It will take you into the city. The tunnel is inside the cove beneath the lighthouse. That key will unlock
Can't
the
take a
trapdoor.
portal.
Over here, by the rock. Come on. I'll take you to where the others are waiting.
Another chance of perfection.
I'm not interested in news. Just tell me you found a way to get us into those tunnels.
Tell me you found something good, hero. It's not like the fate of Riven Spire is hanging in the balance or anything. Right then, let's go see what Lorraya's doing in there. But brace yourself. I don't think we're gonna like what we find. North Point. It just feels empty. I sense life in there, but it's faint. Barely perceptible. We need to be ready for anything. His Lordship, the Baron over there, wants us to head inside, see what's going on, and secure the area. He wants us to be slow and careful so as not to damage his precious city. Good job getting that key, by the way. Now let's go save North Point. I need to let Verandus know what's going on. In the meantime, talk to Skoldo. He knows the city like the back of his hand.
So it's just us mortals from here on in? It's fine with me. I don't mind admitting that the idea of friendly vampires kinda creeps me out. North Point was my home for the last few years, so I know the place pretty well. Never snuck in through a smuggler's tunnel, though. That's gonna be a new experience. Just remember that we're part of House Montclair and things should go fine. We need to sneak in slowly, one at a time. Wandering around as a group would just be inviting trouble. The tunnel is supposed to lead through the lighthouse. We need to get inside and find a place we can use to get the lay of the land.
Ah, this is kind of nice, actually. Someday you'll make something surprising with that.
Make better choices! From the sides!
Another chance at perfection.
Help me, please!
Let's get it done.
I'll be at this until I drop.
Never a bad time to cast some lines.
Yeah! I need help.
Always more to do. Help me, please! I need help! Will no one help me? Will no one come to my aid? This is taking longer than I thought. If only somebody would come!
Need help over here.
I'm here. What's next?
If only somebody would come!
Go around! I need...
Can you use that in your craft? You wish to engage in...
Take a few of those Dunmer dogs out for me, too.
Mora's twitching tentacles. I'm glad that's done.
My mother told me not to go to sea.
Ozor, Salak, and Leidenar are free, and Captain Angerthal is dead. I believe this day is getting better. I may have lost my ship, but you've restored my hope. They were marched off to the east. My first mate went after them, but I can't imagine she'll be able to free them alone. If you travel in that direction, keep an eye out for her. If she doesn't return soon, I may just have to track her down myself.
Extraordinary. Astounding. Congratulations.
Done already? You get those bugs? This is a good batch. We'll have quite a haul with these. Run these over to my son, Ulfslan. He should be out fishing behind the house. He'll have some coin for you. Honest work gets honest pay. Don't want anyone saying I'm a piker.
What you got there, stranger? Glowflies? Sure, hand them here. I could use these. Nothing is biting today. Here's some coin for your trouble. Just a little trouble warrants just a little coin, I reckon. Ugh.
Right behind you, friend.
We can use this.
This is no place to wander aimlessly, traveler. The foul beasts are vicious and hungry for blood. Ugliest hounds Drovir has ever seen. This one just finished checking the new grapes and was on his way to the auction when it came out of nowhere. Ripped up Drovir's leg real good. Drovir thought the request was strange too, but Lord Valente insisted, and Lady Valente specifically told Sentry Helvius to let the servants in, even if we didn't have the fancy invitations. If you're here for the auction, you should head inside. He came back from his travels different. Even his father was concerned about the changes in his beloved son. But shortly after young Gallio returned, his father fell ill and died. Gallio inherited the vineyard, the title, and all that entailed. Just that he invited some important guests. He's been working on the new grapes for a special vintage since he returned, and he's very proud of it. Says it's going to make him even more rich and powerful. Can that be possible? This one is unsure. Lord Valente developed the new seeds in his alchemical laboratory under the manor. They grow thorny vines that bear a crimson grape unlike anything Drovir has ever seen before. Once the first vintage was ready, Lord Valente set up this auction. Lord Valente's new wife, a high elf with a name too complicated for this one's Khajiiti tongue. Drovir believes they met during young Gallio's time away. But what does this old field hand know of such things? Unusual. Well, this one does not like to talk out of turn, but Drovir hears that Lady Valente wants to be more involved in running the vineyard, but Lord Valente refuses to include her. This one wonders why he even married her.
A most gratifying resolution.
It appears the grapes did not agree with this death hound.
Good find, cohort.
Let's look more closely at those grapes. The scent wafting off those grapes. It's tantalizing. Curious. Let's talk. Just as Count Ferrandis taught me, there is always something to learn if you simply pay attention. The field hand was attacked by a death hound, a sure indication of vampiric activity. And he provided a wealth of information. Don't you agree? So you were listening. Good. The field hand described Gallio as different when he returned. He developed a new grape to make him richer and more powerful, and he recently married a high elf, but the marriage already seems troubled. The grapes were developed using alchemy. They've been infused with blood, and I find the aroma tantalizing. but I dare not try one. Look what consuming the grapes did to the Death Hound. Our next step is to attend the auction. You shall be my guest. The field hand assumed you were a guest of the auction, and the invitation did say to bring my most favored mortal servant. If anyone asks, you're the blood servant of Master Bogvir, the vampire I shall pretend to be and whose invitation I carry. The invitation indicates we're to head to the walled garden just east of the manor. I suppose that's where they're letting the guests gather prior to the start of the auction. Shall we proceed? Let's see. It promises an evening in the beautiful Colovian countryside, majestic views, new and innovative cultivation, a new vintage called Vesper Valente, the auction. Ah, yes. And this. Who says wine doesn't belong in a flask? I could be reading into things, but in some vampire circles, flask is used as a crude term to refer to a blood servant. Someone who willingly lets vampires feed on them, usually for compensation. Indeed, though the vampire I acquired this invitation from wasn't the sort to rely on blood servants. He was extremely cruel. Preferred the thrill of the hunt and drank to kill. This event becomes stranger the more I try to make sense of it.
Halt! Your invitation, please.
Right, here you are.
Welcome, Master Bogvir, and guest. I'll escort you to Lord Valente, this way.
Totally unnecessary. I'll find him. Thanks. Just a moment. Let's talk first. So, do I look like a Master Bogvir? Probably not. But we work with the tools we're given. Let's split up and mingle. Talk to servants, guests, whoever's willing to chat. Anything that can tell us the true purpose of this auction. Vampires don't need wine, especially made from grapes that apparently poisoned a death hound. Try not to come off as too curious, though. We're supposed to be guests here, after all. I am. But as soon as we walked in, I was hit with sudden pangs of hunger. Not unlike when I smelled those grapes, but much stronger. Luckily, I carry a flask of blood for times of need. I'll just find an out-of-the-way spot to take a sip.
Can I offer you a glass of our new Vesper Valente?
Certainly. I'm very curious about this wine.
Really? You're the first of Lord Valente's guests to accept the wine.
I heard Lord Valente and his new bride loathe each other.
Why would he marry a mortal? It's beneath him.
Is this Vesper Valente really as special as it sounds?
Oh, Lord Valente is certainly proud of his new creation.
Wouldn't that be something?
I'd offer you a glass, but your friend just took the last one. I wasn't expecting that. None of the other guests I've served this evening even tried it. Only their attendants and servants. It is. The vineyard's latest vintage, Vesper Valente. Lord Valente did tell us that his guests probably wouldn't want to try it before the auction, but that I should freely provide it to their attendants and servants. I have. Lord Valente was generous enough to let all the vineyard workers and servants have a glass before the guests arrived. It was salty and crisp, with a slight metallic aftertaste. Something to do with Lord Valente's alchemical process, I think.
You there! I am bored, and my hounds are hungry. Will the auction start soon, or must we continue this Colovian dance of manners and pleasantries while my gold sits unspent? Apologies. I mistook you for a Valente servant. Lord Valente is clever, and if the wine accomplishes a fraction of what he claims, the waiting will have been worth it. But I would prefer to simply buy what I want, and not deal with an auction. Haven't you tried it yet? You really must sample the vintage for yourself. I suggest you find a glass quickly, before the auction begins. All of the servants and attendants must have that wine flowing through their veins for the main event.
Ah, welcome. I'm Lord Gallio Valente, the humble proprietor of Valente Vineyards and Winery. You, however, have me at a disadvantage. I do not believe we've met. Which of my acquaintances decided to bring you along as their guest today? Bogvir, of course. Where is my old friend? Still upset about that little incident? No matter. I was hoping to clear things up before the auction got underway. Send him over to talk to me the next time you see him. Oh, don't trouble yourself. Any guest of Bogvir's is welcome. Enjoy yourself, and do make sure to try the wine. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must prepare for the auction.
Sons and daughters ride to freedom, ride truth and glory to the grave. So children of this Breton land, ye best remember when all those who were high that stood, Brian and Quarrier, men of the north, fought and stood wall, till all oppressors fell.
Another one of my husband's guests. No, you're either an attendant or a servant, I'd wager. Who brought you to my husband's little affair? Pray tell. Master Bogvir, is that the name he uses now? You know, he bears a striking resemblance to an old acquaintance of mine. In fact, I'm sure of it. How is Fenorian? And why has he come to Valente Vineyard? No? And why don't I believe you? No, don't worry. I have no desire to reveal Fenorian's deception to my husband. Not before I learn what's going on here, the same as you. Be so kind as to let Fenorian know I'd like to speak to him when he's free.
This wine is specifically meant for the mortals here, not the vampires. So why are the vampires bidding on it? And why is my flask doing little to curb my rising hunger? Tell me you learned something more, my friend. I'm sorry? Did you say Lady Valente's name is Ursilia? Oh, she's that Ursilia. Should we leave? Maybe we can sneak out the way we came in. Right. We do need to figure out what's going on here. All right. I'll stay and talk to Ursilia. You head into the manor and see if you can find Lord Valente's office. Something in there might tell us more about the purpose of this wine. That's a story for another time, friend. Let's stay focused. You see what you can find in the manor, while I talk to Lady Valente. Don't worry. We can talk more later. In the meantime, go and search Lord Valente's office. He must have one inside the manor. Ledgers, Journals, letters, alchemical notebooks. Anything that gives us some idea of Lord Galio Valente's plans for the wine. Vampires can't drink it, but they're the ones invited to bid on it. We need to know why.
Come along. The tasting rooms are just a little farther in.
They have tasting rooms?
You again? What are you doing in my husband's office? You and Fenorian, never in the right place at the right time. So, did you find what you were looking for? Share it with me, and maybe I won't call down to the winery for my husband's army of mercenaries. Let me see that journal. By the stars, he killed his own father. And he plans to kill me. Oh, he's a cretin and a monster. And yes, pouring wine into people just so you can eat them and gain unnatural power is pretty bad too. Damn it! I drank the wine! I suspected something was amiss. Since I arrived, we haven't consummated our marriage, and he spends his time down in the winery, locked in his alchemy laboratory with his mercenaries. Plus, he covets my family's fortune. But a vampire makes sense. This vineyard could be a motherlode in the right hands. My hands, friend of Fenorian, not my husband's. I assume you're here to stop him? Help Fenorian finish the task, and I'll forgive him for the affront he visited upon me and my family. Make sure you do. I have no intent to serve as a wine glass for my husband.
Ursilia, I suppose I owe you an explanation.
Of course you do, but I don't care. Just talk to your friend and deal with my husband.
All right, if you say so. Lord Valente is well and truly into the auction now, so we have a bit of time. I never expected to find Ursilia here with you, though. What did you discover? And what did she mean by deal with her husband? Interesting. He really spells it out, doesn't he? Alchemically enhanced mushrooms used as fertilizer for alchemically treated grape seeds. And the hunger. I wasn't losing control. It's an effect of the grapes. Well, that's a relief. That does seem to be the general idea. If we allow this to spread, the ramifications will be staggering. Even relatively peaceful vampires might be tempted to start killing out of hand. We need to stop this. What were you and Ursilia discussing? Oh, yes. I do suppose I owe her for that. I'm no hired assassin, but I do make a habit out of disposing of dangerous vampires. We will do what is necessary to end this threat. Nothing more, nothing less. And that begins with destroying the wine. Head downstairs and scout the area. I'll follow along shortly. I need to try to make things right with Ursilia. And maybe I have something in my alchemy kit to deal with the wine in her system. Just the smell of it makes me hungry. We were betrothed, a marriage arranged by our families. There might have been some affection there, but it was mostly a business agreement. When I became a vampire, I just left. I thought it would be a mercy. As much as I trust you and value your company, my friend, that's not a story I feel like sharing. Especially not here and now. Maybe someday. I hope you understand. No. I didn't want to hurt anyone I knew. Ursilia, my family. So I simply left. Eventually, Count Verandis found me and made me part of House Ravenwatch. Rivenspire is a long way from Somerset, and Westfield is farther still. I never expected this. I'm not going to go out of my way to kill Gallio, if that's what you're asking. We do need to destroy his operation, though. This elixir turned wine is too dangerous to distribute to aggressive vampire clans. What happens after that is up to him. Ursilia! Before we talk, you lead while I look around. Valente's journal said he had a coven of vampires. We should expect a fight.
Onward and upward!
And apparently under the influence of the wine. Friend, let's speak. These workers must be some of the subjects Gallio mentioned in his journal. They're on the verge of turning into blood fiends. I might be able to mix a counteragent with the proper ingredients. Grape pulp left over from the Vesper Valente wine, wax flower petals to hasten the recovery process, and imperial oak tannins to make the remedy effective topically. Find those items around the winery while I make preparations.
And that's done. What's next?
When the time comes, I want mine.
These covens and clans together.
To Apocrypha with you.
Good. I was starting to worry. I'm glad you're back. Did you find everything we need? Once I've brewed the counteragent, pick up the bucket and splash the remedy over our poor patients. It's not the most dignified way to administer medicine, but it works without putting either of you at risk. And that should do it. You're free to administer the cure. like the effects are already subsiding.
You saved us. Please, you need to stop him. Thank you for helping us. Please tell me you're also here to stop Lord Valente. We really thought things were looking up. Lord Valente had such grand ideas for the vineyard and winery. He even asked us to try a new vintage he was working on. We felt so honored. Then we started to get sick, and he locked us down here. Yes, it's right through those doors. He's growing weird mushrooms and has all kinds of alchemical equipment. Destroy his equipment and burn the mushrooms. That should put an...
We need to destroy that laboratory. You scout ahead while I work on freeing these people. I'll meet you there. Right behind you, friend.
I knew it.
You won't ruin all my hard work! Coven to me! Must I do everything myself?
Aura's twitching tentacles. I'm glad that's done.
This is it. The laboratory. We need to destroy it all. Let me explain, friend. Valente's alchemical equipment is truly impressive. It's a shame we have to destroy it, but we need to make sure no one else can continue his experiments. These vats turn the mushrooms into a fertilizer for the grapes. Increase the flames under the vats by adjusting the valves. That will increase the pressure. After that, set fire to the mushroom planters, then get clear before the vats explode. A part of me hates to see valuable equipment go to waste, but we can't allow more of the Vesper Valente to be created. Now come on, let's do this. Turn up the flame valves as high as they'll go. I'll get rid of these research notes. Now, the mushrooms. A few well-placed torches should ignite the entire harvest. That's it. Let's get out of here. Celia, about your husband.
Not now, Fenorian. I have more important matters. As I was saying, I'll compensate double wages for all who remain. With your expertise, we'll revive the traditional methods and be producing excellent wine in no time.
That was excellent work, friend. We destroyed Lord Gallio's laboratory and managed to rescue the workers he experimented on. There might be some ramifications over remaining Vesper Valente, but it won't become the sweeping problem I feared. We didn't have to. Ursilia told me she interrupted the auction and told Lord Gallio in a voice loud enough for all to hear that the Ravenwatch was on the premises. One mention of House Ravenwatch and the invited vampires fled the estate. Perhaps a few bottles were carried off, but none of them had time to load any casks or crates before they fled. I'll track them down eventually. And before I take my leave, I'll make sure the remaining vintage is destroyed. Ursilia is set on taking control and turning the vineyard and winery into a profitable enterprise. I have no doubt she'll succeed. And speaking of succeeding, your help was invaluable in stopping Lord Gallio. Please, take this with my thanks. I suppose you're off on another adventure now, friend. Know that I appreciate the assistance you provided, and the companionship. If you ever have need of House Ravenwatch, just send the word. We always have time for our friends. Eventually, after I make sure any remnants of Lord Gallio's vile experiments are taken care of here, then I may check on the auction guests that scattered and see that any absconded bottles of Vesper Valente are dealt with. There's always something.
Quality material makes for quality goods. Yeah!
sir.
Yeah!
Someone told me that Gloria Foster gave her life to cure...
Figures, the one day I finally make it to these ruins, they're overrun with danger. This is what I get for procrastinating on collecting those ethereal shards. Bad enough to handle goblins and minotaurs without tossing necromancers into the mix. You rarely hear about solitary necromancers, do you? They always travel in groups. Must be good at making friends. I'm no match against them, but Master Lucianos is going to rend me into a fine powder if I return empty-handed. Again. Raw deposits of ethereal energy kept behind Ayleid's security measures. Wouldn't be a problem except for Cylorn's infestation. Look, I've got coin to spare. Any chance I could send you on in my stead? Otherwise, I'm bone dust either way. This ethereal alarum will help untether the shards from their surroundings. I'll meet you at the first shard inside the ruins and show you how it works. Just don't break it. Or lose it. Or hold it too close to your face. When ancient magicka coalesces into physical form, it sometimes binds itself to its surroundings, like a barnacle on the side of a boat. The alarum is a handy little tool that pries those barnacles free. Get it? From my mind, I guess. My mentor, Master Lucianos, gave me a problem to solve, so I made the alarum to solve it. Of course, he'll be the one who gets the credit with inventing it, if it actually works. I've been putting off testing it. There's no such thing as a good day to steal precious ethereal energy from an Ayleid ruin guarded by minotaurs. And now necromancers. It's the worst day for it. Until you came along. It'll work. Aside from the necromancers, you mean? Well, strictly speaking, these ruins are Minotaur territory. The goblins tunneled their way in somehow, and the Minotaurs put up with them for some reason. Oh, there are Ayleid traps too. Watch out for those. Master Lucianos, the mage I'm apprenticed to, uses ethereal energy for all manner of experiments. Sorry, I'd rather not talk about work. Honestly, I'm more interested in what the necromancers plan to do with them. Before we step in, of course. What? I'm not allowed to exhibit a little academic curiosity? You sound like Master Lucianos. They're risking life and limb to recover these things. What's it all for? Power? Ambition? The spirit of camaraderie? Makes you wonder, is all.
Someday you'll make something surprising with that.
Distasteful.
Great Tuwaka, keeper of souls, hear the prayer of your humble servant. Your sacred grounds have been defiled. The rest of our ancestors have been disturbed. I ask you to send your sacred breath to cleanse the temple and give us your blessing to destroy the defiler. He has given his blessing. Go into the inner sanctum and kill Uwafa.
Die! Now, rise and fight!
A most gratifying resolution.
Thank you. The corruption in my ward is gone. But the other wards, you must find them.
I am very proud. Tuwaka says that you smote this Uwafa mightily. You recovered the ward of Anse Radan as well. The temple is restored, and Alakir is safer. Tuwaka is pleased. Tuwaka says you should not worry. He says you will find them. I can watch over the ward of Anse Radan for now. Tuwaka has much faith in you, my friend. He wants me to give you this. You should be honored. I do not know where the other Anse wards have been taken, But Tuwaka tells me that you must go east, my friend. He says that is the next step on your journey. No, Tuwaka is quiet now. He is not worried about you. He is more worried about me getting the temple cleaned up. I have a suggestion, though. I think you should start your search in the city of Bergama. There is a great scholar in Bergama. Her name is Zore. She knows much about the Ansei wards. She may have the answers we seek. Wherever you go, Tuwaka will be with you. Of that, I am certain.
Better to be in our hands than lining the chests of those Psijic cretins. Another chance at perfection.
Everywhere.
drive this thing.
Watch out for the Imperial archers. Traveling to Onsi's breath. Do you wish to be enslaved? Imperial soldiers will drag you into the mines if you're not careful. That's how they caught us. I am unimportant. Only what I've done matters, and what I can do to fix it. I've waited for an opportunity to right this wrong since I escaped. Have you any strong love for the Imperials, or can you help? My friend Snaruga was staked out to die. Free her, then meet me near the eastern mine entrance. I would accompany you myself, but they broke my fingers when they tortured me. I cannot hold my sword. Fortunately, I'm on the stealthy side. That's not Snaruga's way, though. The old girl gave the Imperials too many black eyes. They dare not trust her with a pick. After the Imperials tortured me, I played dead. They threw me out to feed the jackals. My skills have never been tested more so than these past few days. I've kept watch on their camp, biding my time, which is how I know about Snaruga. Snaruga? A friend? A rival. We compete for the same business, one might say. In any case, she doesn't deserve to die that way. I'd rather kill her myself sometimes. This place? I don't think it is, but they're making use of it. Not enough of their own workers, so they conscript anyone they come across. And they happened to come across me and Snaruga arguing not far from here. Caught us by surprise. Yes, good. She's amongst some tents, tied up like a goat. If it weren't so serious a matter, I'd find it amusing. I'll meet you by the mine entrance. Thank you. Yeah.
Ew. Be sure to wash your hands. How pleasant. Drive on, cohort.
Yeah.
Ah, King Emmerich said you might be coming. The Imperials are here. Did you know this? The king and his men are preparing for an attack even now. Though they are greatly outnumbered, I think it is good that you are here. Hurry along, then. You will find the king just up the road. I am going to scale this wall and try to get more details on the Imperials' defenses. I will join you shortly.
No sudden moves.
Surely there is a way.
Yeah!
Fascinating. It's amazing that there were no survivors. Were the orcs really that precise? I'll find out what happened here if it's the last thing I do. Fascinating. I'll find out what happened here if it's the last thing I do.
That's done. What's next? Most gratifying present. I'm still feisty. That was intellectually stimulating. If we must! Good find, cohort. We can use this. Quality materials makes for quality goods. Coin, plunder, commerce. quite the memorable locale. Delightful.